Welcome to the Caffeine Canines podcast. Today we have a very special guest, Liam Harrison. Liam is 8-time world champion in Muay Thai.
8 times, yeah.
Yeah, Thai boxing.
Muay Thai, yeah.
Yeah, very good. For all over the world. How many professional fights have you had now?
I've had 118 professional, 91 win, 2 draw, 25 loss, 51 win by knockout.
Yeah, and that's a high fight volume, isn't it?
Yeah, for a Westerner, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
like in Thailand, obviously the fighting from being
Really
this
young
big, so
age.
they rack up like 200 plus fights and that. But for a Westerner, most Westerners might be looking to get to 50, 60 fights, and I'm already double that now. So yeah. It's a big
And second to Thai boxing, your favourite subject is dogs, obviously, right?
Yeah,
Hence why
correct.
we've got you on the
Mate.
podcast
Yeah.
today, and you got your own lovely dog, Luna.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about Luna.
Luna's a German Shepherd. She's a long-haired sable. She's 6. We're having a birthday party next month. She's 6 next month. Yeah, she's a great dog. Lovely attitude.
She's got a nice temperament.
Very good temperament. Yeah,
Most of our guests that come on, we build a relationship with because we train their dog, but that's not the sake for you because she didn't really need training.
Yeah,
she's a chilled out.
She's the most
sweet
chilled.
dog, right?
I've always had German Shepherds all my life. She's my third one now.
All right, yeah.
And she's the other 2 were males.
Yeah.
And they were insane.
Yeah.
But she's a female, obviously, and she's just a lot more chilled. She's really well behaved, and yeah, my dad's got her brother as well, and he's a male, obviously.
You know a couple of people with dogs from her litter, right?
Yeah. So my dad's got her brother, and he's mental, absolutely mental. So I'm glad I've got a female.
So she's a little bit more.
She's
subdued.
much more chilled and subdued.
How old is she now?
She's 5.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So I always say the dog is at their best years when they're 5.
Yeah.
It's when they've just kind of plateaued.
Yeah.
And that's when you kind of get the most out of them. So people that are dogs at 18 months and 2 years old, like it does get easier. They do simmer down a little bit, but yeah, 5's a good age. I got one dog that's 5 and one dog that's 6, and they're so nice to be around, nice and chilled. Age. Yeah. So yeah, the reason we have a relationship, I guess, because we had an opportunity to sponsor you for one of your fights. Mm-hmm. We all stayed up to watch you.
A disaster, mate. Complete disaster.
And then I was so excited to see my brand on your shorts to fight across the world.
Yeah.
But obviously, catastrophe struck.
Yeah.
And what happened?
That's the fight game, unfortunately.
Yeah,
when you're in there and you're fighting that regular and you're in the highest level, sometimes just shit happens. Like I got kicked on my knee and I tore basically every ligament in my knee.
Yeah.
The stability went and I just couldn't stand up. And it was a shame because I'd been waiting. It was a massive fight. It was probably the biggest fight.
It was in one championship.
It was for the title, the biggest fight out there. It's the best title you can win.
Yep.
I got kicked on my knee. My knee, it wasn't so much the kick, my knee jarred, and then when I went to put my leg back down, it jarred again and just all the tendons ripped.
And what have you done? The MCL?
Oh, I've done the full. It's called. I forgot what did the surgeon say? He said we call this the full house. Yeah. What you've done here? Yeah. Both meniscus, medial and lateral, MCL, ACL, all obliterated.
Jeez.
So I'll be out until I've just had surgery last month. So I'll be back. I reckon start of summer I'll be back full training. End of summer I'll be aiming back to fight. I just need a couple more wins under my belt and we can run it back, that rematch, because it were a shame because the boss said, right, obviously get yourself back from injury and I'll put you straight back in for that rematch because I wanted to see you actually go at it.
The one championship.
Yeah. I had to win one more fight and then he said I'll put you straight back in for that title fight, but then obviously the damage to my knees were a lot more than we actually thought, and then I had to go down surgery route. Otherwise I just want to be able to
So you've
compete.
had the surgery now.
I've had the
You're
surgery.
on the road to recovery.
I wasn't mentally prepped for how hard that surgery was going to be. I asked a few people about it who've had the similar things.
So the surgery itself,
and
the process of having the surgery.
The couple of weeks after
Gotcha.
it were horrendous. Because I'm used to being so active and doing everything, and I just couldn't do anything. I couldn't move. My leg wouldn't bend whatsoever. And it's just been like 2 weeks now of just trying to get some sort of like range of motion back in my leg. I can get my leg straight again and stuff now. But yeah, the pain was horrendous as well. I wasn't mentally prepped for how bad it was going to hurt me.
Yeah.
And like I say, if we're being so active, I'm used to being at gym twice a day. Even if I don't train for a fight, I'm in gym twice a day.
Yeah.
I'm used to it, like getting up, doing long walks with my dog every morning. And then I would just, obviously, my missus had to take her out because I was on crutches for the first 10 days.
Yeah.
I'm back just doing semi-long walks and running stuff now.
Gotcha.
I've started just taking the ball for her and having to do some sprints and stuff instead because I can't get round the park fully just yet. But we're getting there, mate. It's a long haul and it's a slow process. But like I said, start of summer, I reckon I'll be back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're just struggling with the movement on your feet with the sparring at the moment, I guess.
I can't do
I've
anything.
seen on your Instagram you've been on the Exogenie and doing seated work.
Yeah, I'm doing. Yeah, everything I'm doing at the minute is seated. If I'm going to hit the pads, I'm just literally sat down, just punching, and I'm only doing that because I need something to get my heart rate up. I'm the ski erg, which is awful, and just sit down punching. I don't want to lose my hand speed, and I don't want to lose too much cardio.
Of course.
So I'm just doing anything that'll just get me.
How are you finding eating? Because you're gonna have to eat a lot less, being less active now, I guess, right?
Yeah,
I struggle with that.
I've got,
but fortunately, we're clocking up all these steps up.
yeah. I've got a nutritionist and dietitian who just wrote me up a little plan.
Oh, nice.
And to be fair, these plans are great. They're really low calorie and stuff, but there's certain times to eat and stuff like that, and I'm never hungry, so I'm lucky really on that aspect.
Yeah.
So
obviously with the Caffeine and Canines podcast, because we've got our own coffee bean that
it's good coffee as well.
I was gonna ask you, do you like the coffee?
I do like the coffee. Yeah,
it's really smooth. We went into like a cupping session, which is making your own coffee. We tasted a bunch of different beans, created the blend, and all the staff went there.
Well, I don't really drink black coffee. I like more like fancy, like Nespresso, all flavors. Like I've got a bit of a sweet tooth, but that's lovely.
Yes, nice. It is smooth. It is nice and smooth. So, we'll get some beans over to you or whatever, and whether you use them in the gym or stuff. So you like the coffee? Okay. So my first question is your first memory of dogs, because we had is a dog related podcast. I get your first dog. Who was it?
I was
10-year-old
when I got my first dog. I remember it. It was 1996. Mike Tyson had just knocked out Frank Bruno the day before.
Yeah, okay.
So my dad came in and he had this box, and then this little German Shepherd just popped its head over and his ears were flopping out. And I went, Tyson, call him Tyson, because Tyson had just knocked Bruno out. So I called him Tyson. He wasn't a full Shepherd, he were a half German Shepherd, half Labrador he was.
Yeah, okay.
And he was insane. He was absolutely mental.
Case, was he?
No, he was mental, yeah.
So Tyson by name.
Yeah. But he were a great dog though. And then he got to 10. And he was still in. I thought he went to the vets, and I thought, the vet went, he's still in great shape.
Yeah.
And then a day later, he was limping on his back leg, and we took him back to the vets. He went, he's got cancer. I'm like, you told me you were fine. You were 2 days ago. No. And we're in close to one of his lymph nodes, so his leg just kept swelling up.
Yeah.
And then there wasn't much we could do for him. So yeah. But he had a good life, and he was a great dog, and I've got some good memories of him.
Oh, very good. Yeah, my kind of first family dog that I was old enough to remember about, at least, was a German Shepherd. It's called Sophie, and I struggle talking about her because I'd moved to uni when she died, and I just got a phone call one day, and it's horrendous. It just wrote me off.
10 years of joy, then the heartache that they bring afterwards. It's unbearable sometimes.
And I can't help but feel like I took it for granted when I was at home. I didn't visit enough. But and then that prompted me to get my own first dog as an adult. I think I was 23, 24, got Ranger. And then that kind of created a career in dog training because he was a little shit.
I was talking to one of my friends about this the other day, and we were on about because his dog got really sick, and he said, wouldn't it be great if your dog could just live to 75-year-old with you? But I said, it would be great, but then I said, you wouldn't be able to meet all the other dogs across your lifetime though. So I said, don't get me wrong, I'd love my dog to be with me now till the end of time. Yeah. But then again, you wouldn't have the memory to all the other dogs you've had and stuff like that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it is really difficult because if you have the dependence on you, right, and you care for them and you have to feed them, and without you, they will die.
Yeah.
Yep. So you have that natural affinity and affection towards them, but obviously the worst part about having a dog is they just do not last as long as us.
Exactly. Yeah.
They do not last as long as us. But that's a very good point. Actually, we don't. I've now got Stark, who's just turning 1 next week. And I'm sure I'll get more dogs after him. And just the process, even so far, that first year with him has just been so rewarding and fun and at times difficult.
It's amazing that when they're so young and you love them for being cute, but as they get older, then the personality starts to come out as well, and you start to love them more.
Yeah. But they're great. So, have you ever met Mike Tyson?
I haven't, no.
You're not?
No, I haven't.
Would you like to meet Mike
Tyson? I'd love to, yeah, I'd love to.
Who were your kind of idols then growing up?
Growing up, around that age, I wasn't doing any sort of fight sports myself when I was 10. I was playing a lot of football.
Oh, okay.
I used to play for Yorkshire Amateurs, Farsley Celtic. I played at a decent level up until I was about 17, 18.
Yeah.
And I were even playing semi-pro football alongside professional fighting.
Yeah.
I had to make a choice when I was like 17, 18. So a lot of me idols when I was younger were footballers.
Yeah.
So obviously I watched a lot of boxing, and just because of how big that fight was, Tyson versus Bruno, it had the whole country talking. It was a rematch, and then that's why I called him Tyson. But after that, I started to get into like the fight sports a little bit and look. And then my next German Shepherd, he was called Floyd. After Floyd Mayweather, yeah, who I was meant to be fighting next month. So he was called Floyd, my second German Shepherd, and he was a big shepherd. He was 50 kilo. He was big, long haired, sable again. He were an absolute beast of a dog.
Do you have pictures of any of these dogs?
Yeah, I've got.
If you send them to us, we'll
put I've got some great pictures of Floyd. Yeah, he were a brilliant dog.
So he was named after Floyd. How old's Floyd Mayweather?
He's 45 now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
How old are you?
37.
Yeah, okay. Oh, so there's a big age gap between you both. So you were meant to due to fight Floyd Mayweather, which would have been
I was waiting for my knee surgery. That we were on the 30th of January, and I got a message just saying, right, we fought Floyd Mayweather's team that they've picked you to fight him on 25th of February. Do you want to do it? And I thought, right, I've got one leg, but I thought it's only boxing. I don't have to kick. I should be all right. I went, yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah. Course.
Jumped into training. The fight got announced. Floyd Mayweather announced it all over his Instagram. Everyone lost their mind, going, "Oh my God, you're fighting Floyd Mayweather!" And then a couple of days later, my knee had just ballooned up. Couldn't really move. Couldn't do anything. And I thought, I'm not even going to get through the training here. So I rang my surgeon. I said, like, "Can I do this?" He said, "It's only boxing. Can I put my surgery back?" He said, "Listen, you can do whatever you want, but he said, I'm going to warn you now." He said, "You might be causing some irreversible damage that I cannot fix. You might never fight again. You might never get full range of motion in your knee again. You might never be able to like walk around Olympic." I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I think you've told me enough there. I thought, I can't risk that just for one great moment of glory.
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't be a moment of glory because I'd probably got battered trying to fight him on one leg.
Yeah.
He's the greatest boxer of this generation, do you know what I mean? So it'd be hard enough fighting him with two legs, let alone one leg.
I suppose career-threatening injuries and then quality of life-threatening injuries.
Exactly, it's just not. It was just not worth it. I don't want to be
being able to enjoy a walk, the park with your partner.
He said I might need a knee transplant by 40. You don't want to be doing that sort of stuff. My body's already like wrecked from having almost 120 professional fights. I don't want to be like to the point where me and my missus are talking about having kids and stuff at the minute. I don't want to be like one of the dads who can't run around with the kids and stuff in garden and do you know what I mean? So it's just I just had to weigh it up and I thought, right, I had to pull out the fight, actually get the surgery done, which I've just had, and then he's fighting someone off Geordie Shore now. He's fighting Aaron off Geordie Shore.
I know. Seems a bit of a
Oh well, the thing is, his manager said to me when I had to pull out the fight, he said, "Listen, we know that you've had to pull out. It is what it is. But we've seen the traction it got. Like, everyone were going crazy about it.
Imagine.
All the fight fans were loving it.
Because he's fighting almost non-fighters.
Yeah,
right?
He's just doing an exhibition and he's just getting millions of pounds for it and stuff as well. So they said, right, we saw how much traction it got. We'll see if we can make it happen again in the future. So fingers crossed. I'm going down to London next week. I'm at the fights. His manager's going to be there. So I'm going to have a chat with him. I'm going to have a look at and see if we can make it happen. Even if not later in this year, early next year. But yeah, anytime after the summer, I'm ready to go.
That would be good. And obviously, somewhat of an idol of yours for you to name your dog after.
It'd be amazing just to get in there and share the ring with him. But to do that, I don't want to get in there and give a terrible account of myself. If I've got, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was the other thing. I'm thinking, listen, everyone from Muay Thai here, I'm representing the whole of the sport, Thai boxing, not just myself or anything. I thought, I can't just get in there with one leg and try and fight him like I'll just get battered. I'll get embarrassed. And it'd be like people who are watching it who don't really watch Muay Thai, who are boxing fanatics, will be like, these Muay Thai guys can't fight. You know what I mean? I don't want that. I'd want to give a really good account of myself.
Of course.
And the sport.
Has he fought anyone that you might have crossed paths with? He's fought a couple of kickboxers, right? But he's not fought a Muay Thai fighter.
No, he's fought a couple of kickboxers in Japan and just blitzed them both in round one. But those were way smaller than him. They were way smaller than me as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so
What's your fighting weight?
I fight at 145 pounds.
What's Floyd's?
Floyd used to fight he was champion at 130, 135, 140, 147 and 154. So he's 5-weight world champion. Yeah. But now I think he's around 160. He just walks around at 160.
Have you met him before?
I've never met him, no. So they just said to me, right, Floyd's about 160. They said, can you get down to 154? I went, well, if Floyd's 160, well, I'm not going to get down to 154. I said, I'll be 160. And they went, all right, Floyd will get down to 154 as well then. So we're just going to fight at 154, which is basically a walk-around weight for us both. So it'd be easy to make. Yeah.
What's that in kilos?
70.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And in kilos, I fight at 65. So
yeah, okay. How do you find the cut? How much weight do you cut from walking around to?
So when I was younger, I used to do some horrendous weight cuts because my body could recover quicker and stuff like that. But the older I've got, I've become more disciplined with my diet, brought a nutritionist on board and stuff. So now I'll usually cut around on the morning of the weigh-in, 6-7 pounds, which is because I'll be fully hydrated at that point anyway. It'll take me about an hour.
Yeah,
it's not. I can do it quick, pretty easily. I'll put
sweet. But Muay Thai is it 24-hour weigh-ins or same 24
hours.
Gotcha.
So when I used to live in Thailand, you weigh in on the same day there. You weigh in at 6 a.m. in the morning, you fight at 6 or 7 p.m. at night.
Yeah.
So that is tough when you've only got like 3/4 of a day to replenish. Yeah. But with the 24-hour weigh-ins, you can cut quite a decent bit of weight, still recover as long as you're getting all your electrolytes back in your body and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. What was Floyd the dog like then? Let's talk about Floyd the dog. He was a German Shepherd too.
He was a great dog. Yeah, he was a brilliant guard dog.
So how old were you? So you were about 10?
So when we got Floyd, we were 21.
Yeah.
And my friend, she had a massive German Shepherd, and he was an ex-police dog.
Yeah.
Or ex-security dog or something like that. And he was massive. And she went, oh, he's having pups. Do you want to come over? And my mum, when my other dog died, she went, I'm not putting myself through that again. I can't do it.
Yeah.
So I took my mum up and said, let's just have a look at these little puppies. And I've got a picture of him when he was a puppy. He had big blue eyes he had.
Yeah.
And I went, and I had to pick up litter, and I stood there, and he just ran straight over to me straight away. I went, I want that one.
Yeah.
And he had big blue eyes, which was like a little ball of fluff. And my mum, I went, what do you reckon, Mum? And she went, oh, just get it.
Yeah.
And then when I brought him home and stuff, he was like my mum's protector. He would not leave her alone. He followed her all around the house. Everywhere she went, he wanted to go with her. And I moved out when I was like 30-ish, because I'd been going back and forth. And I moved out properly. And I left Floyd there with her, and he stayed with her.
Gotcha.
But yeah, he was a great dog.
And then how old was Floyd when?
Again, he got to 10.
Yeah.
And then one morning he would just dump park. He used to run around like a puppy, and one morning he just dumped park, and his back end just went. And I always thought, like, when the dog's back end goes, it was like a gradual thing, and you can see him slowing down and stuff like that. And the vet said sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't.
Yeah.
I think he might have had a bit of a cyst or tumour pressing on him, the vet said, which can make it just slip out like that. And again, it just came out of blue, totally horrendous.
Yeah. So then you had a gap of a few years before you then got.
We had Luna at the same. I got Luna as a puppy, and Floyd were about 9.
Oh, okay.
So I went and got Luna, and I thought Floyd will just teach her how to behave. So I just threw them in together, and that's probably why she's so well behaved, because he was a well trained dog.
Yeah.
And she just copied everything he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they got on okay.
Yeah, she loved him. She was devastated. Because he were at my mum's every morning. I'd take her up and just put her in there with Floyd when I go to the gym and stuff, and then.
Yeah.
When he died, I'd still take her up, and then she'd be running around the house looking for him, and it was sad to see, really. It were awful.
Yeah. Cool.
She was running around the garden looking for him all the time and stuff. It was sad.
Because they were good buddies.
Yeah.
Is it German Shepherds for you forever now?
Yeah. They're just so, they're so loyal, just so, I think I'd always have them. I think I'd always have. I was speaking to my missus about it when we're moving house and we're getting a much bigger house. I said, can we have another dog? She went, I'm not having 2 big wolves running around this house like that. I said, all right.
You wouldn't get a token little dog or anything like that?
I've got 2 cats. Well, my missus has got 2 cats. They're her cats. I couldn't have a little dog in there with the 2 cats, but then the cats would claw it to death, probably.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I've always wanted like a little sausage dog because I think they're funny, but Luna jumps around when she gets excited, and I won't want to jump in on its back and like hurting it or anything like that.
Okay.
But I'd like a Rottie. I quite like Rottweilers.
Yeah, we've got a really nice Rottie today, actually.
Have you?
Honey, her name is.
I'd really like a Rottie, but I don't think my missus will let me have 2 big dogs. So
no, maybe a token. I've got a couple of Westies staying with me at the moment. Yeah. I'd never thought I'd like them dogs as much as I do.
Really?
But they're just like little balls of character. They're outstanding. Yeah. They're very their faces are so expressive, and they're great. So I always thought I'd always be kind of a big dog, working dog person, but I think I would get a token Westie. Yeah. I also had a couple of English bulldogs in the past.
Oh, yeah.
I absolutely adored them. They were funny. Yeah. They were like.
Mate, I'd only just snorts around everywhere like a little pig.
Yeah, they were funny. They'd make me laugh daily. But you can't go on big long walks with them like I could with Stark and my other big dogs. So Stark and I have plans to compete in a dog sport in the future. It's called PSA. It just stands for Protection Sports Association, which is an American bite sport, which is a combination of obedience and bite work. So be good, walk next to me, do an obedience routine, bite the bad guy, in a nutshell, right? So I competed in sport in the past in terms of rugby league and a little bit of Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Mm.
Um, I've been a pet dog trainer for a long time. Now I'm finally combining the two, and I'm going to be nervous. So I'm asking you for advice of how to cope with nerves.
So, obviously, when you're fighting, like, I don't think there'll be any fighter out there who'll say they don't get nervous before a fight. You've just got to, you know what, nerves are a gift. They make you a little bit sharper. They make you that little bit on edge a little bit better. And I always find that the closer you are to the edge and you're just a little bit jittery,
Yeah.
you fight better. I've had fights in the past where I've just got in the ring, I haven't been nervous, and I've just fought terrible. And even though I've managed to grind out a win, I've just thought that was an awful performance just because I had no respect for who I was fighting. It didn't make me nervous.
Gotcha.
I always say you fight the best when you have the fear. Like,
Gotcha.
you know, when you get told you're fighting, say, like, the certain person out there, and my coach go, right, I've got you a fight, it's against so-and-so. And you go, ooh.
Who is that person for you?
So maybe Nongo for the last, the title fight, and you know, you get the fear. Yeah, you'll always.
Is it the fear of the loss, or is it fear of the getting
Just
hurt?
knowing that the guy who you're going to be going in against there is an absolute trained killer.
Yeah.
So you have to be all your senses have to be like enlightened and on like, do you know what I mean? Like your spider sense type thing. Yeah. Because if you're not, you're going to get flattened.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've had loads of fights like that where you think, ooh, and then you get the fear a little bit and you think, oh, I'm nervous here. And then when you have certain fights like that, I always find that you fight your best. But like I said, sometimes when you're not like, and you're a bit flat. So yeah, I think you just need to learn to not let them overcome you.
Gotcha.
There's certain things like with like techniques what you can do, like breath work. And I do some.
I do a little bit of that.
Yeah, I do something before a fight called Hakalau. And
All
it's just like getting yourself into like a tunnel vision where you're aware of your surroundings and space. It's from my mind coach, Vinny Shawman, who you were talking about earlier. You've seen me on the Joe Rogan podcast with him. It's just a technique that he showed me, and it's about spatial awareness and stuff like that. It's very good. But yeah, there's a few different techniques you can use. The breath work's a good one and stuff like that. But they're just not letting it overcome you. But if you are a little bit nervous as well, it's a good thing.
Yeah. Do you have any pre-fight superstitions or anything? Because when I'm preparing my dog, we do a little bit of a routine to tell him that he's about to go into work mode and we're about to like switch ourselves on a little bit. Is there anything that you do that you kind of get done?
No, you know, I've had that many fights that when I was younger, I used to have like, right, I'm wearing these pair of shorts every time I fight now, and I won like 10 in a row. And I lost them. I was like, oh no, the shorts are gone. So I had to wear some others. I thought, oh, it's going to be bad this. And then I won again, and I thought, there you go. You know what I mean? So yeah, I hadn't really got any like pre-fight superstitions or anything like that. No, I just my warm up before the fight will always be pretty much the same. My ring entrance, I used to have the same song all the time, and then I lost it.
What was that song?
The 1x2 pack I used to have for about 20 fights. Yeah. And then I used to have Cigarettes and Alcohol by Oasis.
Yeah.
And I had it like 10 in a row, and I won all 10, and then I had my 11th on it, and then I lost it. I went, shit, that song, I don't want it anymore. So I was thinking, right, I can't ever lose if I come out to this song every time. And then I lost, so... Yeah, so now I just mix my songs up and stuff. But yeah, there's no like superstitions or anything like that.
Gotcha. The next thing I wanted to talk about is resilience. So when I trained my dog as a puppy, for the sport we aspire to compete in, again, PSA, the dog has to be very resilient. Because in that sport, they put a lot of pressure on the dog to divert them from the biting or the task at hand.
Yeah.
So that might be loud noises, might be bangs in the distance, there might be blank gunshots going off to replicate the dog if they were to work in real life, the real life pressures that come along with a working dog role, perhaps in the streets, apprehending real life decoys, e.g. criminals or whatever. They might have a gun, they might have a bat, they might have something rattly to try and put the dog off. So when you raise a dog for PSA, you need to build a lot of resilience in dogs. So my next question is about resilience. When you're coaching young fighters that are coming, how might you instill resilience into those fighters? Is there anything you actively talk about? Is there any kind of techniques you use to make sure that they're building mental resilience, I guess, because of it's a common thing with dogs, especially pet dogs at the moment. We've gone a bit bubble wrap with dogs. We're wrapping all dogs in bubble wrap, and then you fart and the dog jumps off and runs out because of they're just kind of coddling. And I think people are doing it with kids a little bit as well, maybe. To be honest. So is there anything...
Like you said then, is there any words or anything you use? There are a few words. Resilience is one. Discipline. Perseverance. There's nothing you can do in any walk of life that isn't going to get a little bit tough and it ain't going to knock you back a few steps.
Yeah.
Especially in a fight sport.
Yeah.
You need to be able to learn to live with losing in Muay Thai. because it's not like boxing where you get all these boxers who might get to 30-0 and
Yeah.
so on, because there's too many ways to lose in Thai boxing.
Yeah,
There's
okay.
kicks, knees, elbows,
Yeah.
clinch work,
Yeah.
the scoring criteria. There's all sorts going on. Like
Yeah,
the
okay.
greatest fighter of this generation, the fighter called Sanchai, I fought him 3 times.
Yeah.
He's had 330 wins, but he's had 50 losses as well.
Yeah, okay.
So you need to just have perseverance is the main one. You need to be able to persevere, because when it gets hard, and it is going to get hard, you need to be able to come back and push through, and like you need to be able to deal with a loss and not get disheartened. There's a saying that I think it's, don't let any of your wins go to your head and don't let any of your losses go to your heart. I think that's a good one as well.
Okay.
So you need to be able to come back from getting knocked down, and you need that not only if you do lose a fight, but you need it during the fight as well, because sometimes it's going to get hard.
One of the most amazing things I've ever seen was you get knocked down. I think, was it 2 or 3 times?
Twice in the first round, yeah.
And he dropped you.
Yeah, heavily.
And you come up like the fucking Undertaker.
Yeah.
And you sparked him out. And that is one of the most impressive sporting things I've ever seen.
And that's that, going back to that perseverance. I got knocked down twice, like you said. That all happened in the space.
They were heavy knockdowns too.
One of them were a big head kick straight across the front of my face. And then he hit me with a left hand that was like a rocket when I got back up.
Yeah.
And then that were it. Then like, no one would have batted an eyelid if I'd have just stayed down after that second knockdown. Because they'd have been like, wow, that were a big shot. Fair play to the other guy.
Yeah.
But if you can get up, usually in torrid times, if you keep persevering, if you keep pushing, that's usually when a little bit of magic happened. And it happened that night for me, because I didn't quit and I didn't give up and I persevered.
When you're getting up that second time, are you conscious? Are you just going like, oh fucking, I'm on the ropes here?
Yeah.
Use the pun, but are you just going out swinging then, or?
Well, after the first knockdown, I got back up and my legs were steady, and I was like, right, get your shit together. And by the time the ref had finished his count, he ran back across the ring and just went BAM! And I was looking up at the lights again and thought, what the fuck just happened? I thought I just got up. And then I got up again and I took a breath and my legs were steady. I thought, right, he's going to come in and try and finish it now, because 3 knockdowns in a round, it's finished.
Yeah.
He's going to come in and finish it. And I thought, he's going to give you a gap. So I was just thinking, give me a gap somewhere, because I've had 51 knockouts, so I can punch hard.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at him. Oh no, my head's a little bit fuzzy. I'm thinking, right, I'll give you a gap. And he were a southpaw and he threw a left hand and I slipped it by about that much. And I saw the gap and I went, BAM! And I hit him straight on his chin, which dropped him. And then he got up and I dropped him twice more again. Yeah. So all that in the space of 90 seconds, everyone was saying it was like the greatest.
Is it 4 or 5 knockdowns in
5 knockdowns in 90 seconds of round 1. Everyone was saying it was the craziest first round in the history of the sport that they've ever seen. And I got a massive bonus on top of my wage for it, and then I got the title fight after it, which obviously, but I said this before, I did an interview before about it, saying like, this sport will give you the highest highs and the lowest lows.
Yeah.
So that night, I'm up here, I'm on cloud 9, just had the craziest fight ever.
Yeah.
I got an extra 100,000 bonus for winning as well.
Yeah.
And then the few months later, I'm fighting for the title, and the same happens to me. I leave on a stretcher with my knee all strapped up, and then I can't move and I can't do anything.
Yeah.
And then I'm still out of action now, but he'll take you up there and it'll take you down there, but it's perseverance, and this is where I've got to dig in deep here, make sure I do all my rehab and keep pushing forward to be able to come back as strong as I was before I left.
So them highest highs and lowest lows, that's what builds the addiction, I guess, because when we're training dogs, we reward intermittently. So sometimes they're rewarded really high. So for my dog, it's going to be the ball.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're not rewarded at all for certain behaviors. And when we're trying to build addiction for behaviors, and that intermittent reward creates a gambler's effect, because of sometimes you get that kind of that extreme high, that fucking adrenalized kind of amazing dopamine filled, and then you get, oh my God. And then that is what will create, right, okay, I am addicted to this game, whatever
of course,
it may be.
There's no... fighting and winning a fight and getting your hand raised at the end is a drug that nothing else can compete with, and I'm addicted to it. That's why I want to get myself back strong and come back after this. And I'm getting old now for the fight sport game, but I've got a couple of years left in me, and I just want to, like, I don't want to go out where I'm one of them fighters who starts losing to people I shouldn't be, but I'm still fighting at the highest level at the minute, and I have been since I was 18. So a couple more, I reckon I can get, when I come back, another 18 months to 2 years out, and then I'll retire and gracefully into the sunset and just go sit in my garden all day with my dog.
Yeah.
But speaking about what you just said then about dogs getting rewarded, every time my dog goes outside for a wee, she sprints back in and just sits by the treat door because she knows she's going to get. I think can't be giving you treats all day. You'll be fat, girl. I can't do it.
That's funny. Yeah, I that's funny. On my driveway, I've got my van, I've got my car. My van, I drive to work. Once upon a time, I took my dog Ranger in my car and we went on a beach holiday, and he got to run around the beach for 3 days straight. Right, every morning I let him out. That was 1 day out of a year. We get in the van every single day. Every day he runs out and he goes and sits by the back of the car. This time, and that's just how effective like intermittent rewards can be. Because of 1 day in 365, he had the highest of highs, running around that fucking beach, swimming in the sea, 'cause he loves the sea and all the rest of it. Don't get me wrong, he loves work here, but that was just amazing for him. And I let him out. Darla jumps into the van and he goes, sits by the back of the car. He's like, "Are we going on holiday again?" And he's just willing to chance. Yeah. Something we're looking to do in the future is an online academy for dog training. You've got your own, Liam Harrison Training.
LiamHarrisonTraining.com.
Yeah. How's that going?
It's flying. I've had over 33,000 members on it. Best thing I've ever done, and it's just got an entire library of all my techniques that I know, everything I've learned over the years. I've been training for 23 years now, and I've to put it all on one space.
Yeah, you've got a lot of videos on there.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah.
You just film all your seminars and things like that.
Yeah, it's just all my favourite techniques, fight strategies, how to fight someone taller, how to fight someone shorter. I've got everything on there. I've got strength and conditioning for combat sports on there, like all the best things to do to, like all the best warm-ups, all the best stretching, how to get more flexible. I've got literally everything I have amounted, all the bits of knowledge I've amounted over the years. I've put it all on there because my seminars are really popular, and I started like thinking, well, I can't get around the entire world because everyone's asking, can you come here? Can you come there? Can you come here? I'm like, well, I can't. I thought I'll put it all on a website. Then people have got access to it all year round then. Because what kept happening at my seminars, I'd run through all my favourite techniques at my seminars. And then people would come up to me at the end and go, that was amazing, but there was so much there. I forgot half of it already.
Yeah, okay.
And I thought, you know what, it'll be best if I can just put it on all on a website, and then they can just pay for a membership and then come back and put it all on. But I sort of stole the market with that as well because no one else was doing it.
Oh, so really?
I'm like the first fighter that I know in the entire planet.
Subscription based?
Yeah, subscription. You can just pay yearly or monthly. But yeah, we've had like 33,000 members worldwide.
Amazing.
So yeah.
Can you see where they're all from?
The main ones are America, Australia, and England.
Yeah.
We've got like Italy, Iran, Morocco. We've got Thailand.
Yeah.
Japan, China. We've got them from the entire all over the world. It's unbelievable.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Last couple of questions. Won't keep you forever, Liam. I'm sure you're very busy. So if I were to breed stock, you wouldn't want a Belgian Shepherd, no?
I'd love one. I would love one. Yeah,
I'll give you a ring if I do.
I'd love one. It's just like
give you free training.
Yeah, just get me missus to agree to it.
All right, I'll have to get Kate in to maybe talk it through. And then my final question is, which is better, Caffeine and Canines podcast or the Joe Rogan podcast?
Caffeine and Canines, obviously. I didn't get none of this amazing coffee when I was on Joe Rogan one, so yeah.
Yeah, you must be on
just got offered
budget,
mushrooms and weed when I was on Joe Rogan one, yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, he went, should we do mushrooms? I went, I'm not doing a podcast where 5 million people are going to listen and doing mushrooms, mate. They'll do them after. Yeah.
Did you do them after?
No, he had another guest coming in, so I couldn't do them with him. But yeah, that'd be
that
fun.
must have been quite the experience. Yeah. Right, Liam, thank you so much for coming on.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very
really
much.
Good
Appreciate
to talk
it.
to you. All the best with your recovery, and yeah, we'll be tuning in. We'd love to sponsor you again in the future. That would be really good. Being a dog lover and a Leeds local, that would be great. So thank you so much.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks
you.
a lot.